This is Brad with Comic Experience Sci-Fi. It's February 15th, and it's episode number 8. Unfortunately, Nick Moretti's not here because he is the biggest Star Wars fan of all time, and he was really looking forward to seeing episode 8.
I think he's gonna
with
be
me
here.
today is Richie Rollins,
Hello.
Denver Rashawn, and Mark Myers, and the inimitable Q. And we're here to talk about the deadest of dead, the murkest of murk, and the mouthest of mouth, the Deadpool movie.
I just want to point out, even though I did retire last week, they gave me a huge contract extension. So I decided to make my return and not leave the group.
And your timing was very good because I'm pretty sure everybody loves them some Deadpool.
Yes. Deadpool.
Before we
with
get
an
to
L.
Deadpool, let's just quickly get through the news of the week.
The news, bum bum bum.
Last week I mentioned that it was kind of a slow.
Indeed.
I think
geeky
they made
week.
up for it.
Oh my God, did they ever? Let's quickly get through just the news portion. Transformers 5, 6, and 7 have been announced. Everyone coming out a different year, and they're going to be taking the Star Wars approach, where they're going to have a
Bumblebee movie.
Well, they're going to do another Transformers
Right.
sequel. Then the next year will be a Bumblebee spin-off movie.
Okay.
Then another sequel.
Oh, okay.
So that way they got a movie coming out every year. The only good thing about this is that Michael Bay is not doing the Bumblebee movie. That's
Yeehaw!
the only good part of that
I mean,
announcement.
I know you guys don't. I don't really like them either. Revenge of the Fallen was just fucking terrible.
Well, if Chris was here, he would tell you that Michael Bay is one of the greatest directors of all time, and that this is just another money grab.
Yes, that's something he would say. That
That's
is something
exactly what he would say. Honestly, I think any opportunity to see girls running around in fast cars is good for me.
I love the robot fighting portion.
Yeah,
of those
yeah.
Oh yeah, that's the
movies,
best part.
But it's the
What else do they have left to do,
the
though?
hour and a half of other stuff.
You know, like the last time we were talking about it, this was like, 2 years ago. We were talking about it, and you were talking about the swirly swirls.
Yes.
I agree with you. That sucked. But to me, that movie was still... Let's put it like this. I own 3 out of all the Transformers movies came out. I brought the last one that came out first.
Yeah.
The first one that came out last. So, but to me, I like them. I like
No,
them.
it's fun. It's
You know
just
what they really need to do? They really need to cross over with G.I. Joe. That's what they need to do.
Ooh,
That'd be fascinating.
Yeah, that would be really good.
Verse.
I would like that.
Oh man, that's a great idea.
That's actually
We
really
need
a
to
good
get more-
idea.
They even had comics with G.I.
Hey,
Joe
Joe.
and
And
Marvel.
Marvel.
I actually have some of those.
And Marvel.
We need a letter writing campaign. That would be awesome.
It's email.
They can
21st
reboot the
century.
G.I. Joe a little bit, and then imagine The Rock in a Transformers movie.
An email writing campaign.
The
Yes.
Rock would be awesome.
The Rock would be
is
awesome.
awesome in anything.
Yeah.
Well, yeah. Yeah.
Not everything.
Not everything, but Southland Tales.
There was some big Star Trek news last week. I wasn't originally excited for the new TV series,
Okay.
but they've got Brian Fuller show running the new series.
I heard that.
And that instantly went to the top of my list for series that I want to see. Brian Fuller just came off of doing Hannibal on NBC.
Oh, okay.
which
That's
was
very
Nice.
popular.
by hands down
Yeah.
the best
Yeah, you were saying
network
that.
show in the last several years. He
Tell
also
that to
did
Arrow.
He also did Pushing Daisies.
I like Pushing Daisies.
Yeah,
also-
Pushing Daisies was a great show.
That was a really good
He
show.
also wrote the best episodes of the Heroes that first season.
Okay.
So he did Hannibal, huh?
Well-
So I'm expecting to go, Hannibal Lecter to go, hello, Spock. I ate Captain Livers.
Well, what if he's
Cooked
playing
liver
Spock?
with some fava beans.
What is he playing
That would be Earl Grey tea, right?
Yeah, right.
Earl Grey
Right.
tea.
They're going to get Maz Nicholson to play Mr. Spock.
They should. That'd be great.
Well, actually, this series is not going to take place with the original characters. They're saving, obviously, for the movies.
Okay.
This is going to be based on Enterprise.
Archer?
Right. This is going to be the show
Nice.
about the Romulan
About the Beagle
problem, right? Yeah, it's about.
So wait, this is actually about the Earth Romulan War.
Yeah.
I believe so.
Yeah,
Don't
Rom-
quote me on
You got
it.
a boner?
I might have. You guys turn
I've
away.
As soon as he
Never
said
seen
Romulan,
you.
I
We
heard.
can't see
my
it.
beard
No,
was
because
stretching.
okay, you're not
I've
understanding.
never seen Q move so fast.
You're not understanding. Enterprise to me, especially the last 2 seasons,
Aside
were,
from that
were
pizza show,
very. Let's just say I move like Faith on Planet Fitness Pizza Day. But to me, Enterprise, especially the last 2 seasons, guys might disagree with me because you're a lot more in depth in the writing aspect of things. But I thought they were very well written. In terms of the speeches Archer had to give, in terms of bringing everyone together and stuff like that.
I think the Star Trek universe was just oversaturated at that point. People
Yeah.
were burnt out of the franchise.
So, especially, what happened, what hurt Enterprise was the first 2 seasons were like really dull. But it's kind of a what did you expect, because it's like the first time we've ever been out there.
Yeah, they had to establish a
They
lot
had
of
to
things.
establish that. So then the last 2 seasons were more geared towards actiony, but us getting into
Right,
everything
transporters and phaser flight, which is
into
what we're all about anyways.
Right. So, but to me, the last 2 episodes of last 2 seasons of Enterprise were very well written. They were the best written of, to me, any Star Trek season. So when they canceled it, I was kind of upset because you knew where they were going. They had just started having a problem with the Romulans, and everybody was going after the Romulans. They had the Vulcans, the Andorians, Tellarites, all of them were getting ready to fight the Romulans. And then season 5 was going to be the Earth-Romulan War. And then they canceled it.
Well, maybe this will pick it up from there.
Yeah, that would be nice to
So-
figure out what that whole neutral zone's all
The
about.
internet,
Yeah.
the internet
Get some of that ale.
scuttlebutt is,
They used to sell that.
Romulan ale, yeah.
They used to sell it.
Ale and
Sci-fi.
Yeah, call your local Ferengi ale dealer. They'll get it for you. Just check the ABV before you accept it, because it might be Dawn washing liquid.
the internet scuttlebutt is that Angela Bassett is going to be the new captain. Thoughts, Q? You're giving the side eye there.
I love Angela Bassett, but
She's no Kirk.
what's love got to do with it?
I mean,
I was waiting for you to sing that.
I really
actually.
was gonna.
She's been doing a lot of TV. She was on the last couple of seasons of American
Yeah.
Horror Story, so this would seem like a natural transition for her.
My only problem is, what do all the captains have in common? They all do theater. I'm not saying Angela Bassett can't do it, because we
she's a
all
great
know she's a
actress,
great
yeah.
actress. We know that. She's doing it now, but that's only because
She can't get work
Her-
doing anything else?
her career is winding down.
Yeah, okay.
Well, she's getting older. It's a little bit
not a
hard
sex
for the
symbol.
leading ladies.
Perfect
at
captain.
age,
Right.
You know.
She's the next Janeway.
I mean, but Janeway was in the theater. Kirk was in the theater. They all got their start in the theater.
Oh. What
Yeah,
about
every-
Cisco?
was in
Cisco was in the
in
theater?
the theater.
No shit.
Yes.
Really? Oh, okay.
So
Learn something new every day. It's
that's my only saying. They're breaking the mold with that one.
Now, the other issue with the new Star Trek series is that it's going to be a subscription only.
I'm subscribing, so you ain't got to worry about
What?
that.
Okay, yeah, they're going to do the first
Really?
episode.
A Trekscription.
Yes, they're going to do
Yeah.
the first episode on CBS for free.
Right.
And like a good drug dealer, they're going to then move the series over to CBS's paid subscription
bastards.
service. Mm-hmm. So
Talk
does,
about fava beans.
now I
It's gonna
got
be. I'm gonna eat somebody's
This is
liver
actually
over there.
gonna
That's
cut out
bullshit.
a good portion of their audience that are just they're not hardcore Trekkies like me.
right.
Well,
I'm a
right.
Star Wars guy.
Well, you
I'm
gotta
not
think
gonna
about
pay
it.
I'll just watch it on
some-
DVD myself.
Yeah.
Well, you got to think about
Wait
it.
till
too.
it comes out on DVD
Think
and,
of the
and get it
older
from
people.
the library for free.
Think of the older people with arthritis. They're not
My
going to sit
wife's
at
a
the computer
librarian.
all day.
Like,
I'm totally hooked
Like,
up.
you know?
Well, I was kind of along the same lines as Rich, but when they announced Brian Fuller, I was like, okay, I'd pay for that. Just because
Yeah, but how
it's
much?
that
Depending
good.
on how much it is.
I think it's like $5 a
What
month.
else
It's-
has he done?
What else
besides
do you
Hamilton?
get?
Well, you get access to all their shows. Just Star Trek
So?
would be the one you're paying for.
It better be awesome.
It better be, because I want my $5 back if it ain't.
Yeah, hell yeah.
Let's move on to
Please.
Voltron.
I seen that.
Sweet.
about time.
Let's
So what
let's
is that?
getting a
That's
Netflix
that's
reboot.
five. That's five. Wolf cars.
Lions.
Lions.
They're wolves, aren't they?
They're lions.
Lions.
You're lying. It's wolves. And they all go into one big, tall,
Okay.
beautiful guy that's got a little rainbow suit. So is he a little Tinkerbell or what?
Are we excited for a new
rainbows.
Voltron?
Yeah.
I'm waiting. Wait a minute. How are we gonna talk about Voltron, but y'all didn't want to talk about Power Rangers?
I want to see Ultraman. That's my time period.
We can stop talking about all this shit now.
You can retire again if you want.
All right, well,
I think I might.
on to other topics that are marginally interesting.
I'm just saying, we was talking about Power Rangers last week. Y'all got mad at me, but y'all want to bring up Voltron. It's the same thing.
It's a see reference to rainbows and Tinkerbell,
Wait,
dude.
Isn't Voltron animated
It's like-
though?
It's animated, but it's it's pretty much the same
Isn't
thing.
it like unicorn
Japanese
poop?
animation.
Yeah, but it's pretty much the same thing.
Well,
It's the same thing.
If Power Rangers was animated, then I might be interested. But cheap
Well,
suits and you
they're
know,
racist. Who couldn't be more interested in that?
See reference to Tinkerbell?
Stop. Okay,
Okay.
whatever. You guys are whatever.
Next
I'm
topic,
hurt.
Next topic.
I am upset. I
We
just wanna
love
let
you,
that be
Q.
known.
We just don't like the little rainbow shit.
Sonic the Hedgehog movie.
Yes,
Ooh.
yes,
Who-
yes,
who
yes.
played
yes.
Sonic?
Oh, sorry.
Now, did you guys who
Childhood.
played Sonic? Rich, did you play Sonic?
Yep. First game I had on Sega.
Oh, really?
Oh yeah.
Okay.
Oh yeah,
And this-
Sega with the unbeatable Dr. Robotnik at the end. Oh,
And this is going to
yeah.
be a live-action movie
Right?
with CGI characters.
Okay.
So I
It
think
works
kind of
for
like
me.
those, you know, the
Like Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles.
yes,
Okay.
exactly.
Okay.
Okay.
Okay,
That'll work.
I'm feeling that. I'm
And
feeling
that'll
that.
be out in 2018, so we got a little bit of a wait on that, but they did announce that last.
So now we can get a Mario movie, then they can be in the same movie together. We can get a video game universe.
What, Sega,
Right.
Nintendo are going to cross over?
Isn't that called Wreck-It
Yeah.
Ralph?
They've been doing that.
You know, I was just going to say that.
Which Wreck-It Ralph was actually a really good movie.
I love that
but,
movie. It was
They've
the-
been doing that. Sonic's been coming out on Nintendo games for
Oh, okay. I didn't know
ever
that.
since Sega went under on their consoles.
Wreck-It Ralph was like the first voodoo movie I ever owned. It's very exciting. Watched it like 6 times. I love that movie.
Any Harry Potter fans in the room?
Pot? What? Oh, I'm sorry. What?
More like Voldemort.
What's the
because
news?
we've got a play that's coming out this summer in England, and
Really?
and it's about Harry Potter as an adult. We saw a glimpse of that in the last movie.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And so this play is
Okay.
going to be about Harry Potter's youngest son.
Interesting.
Okay.
Okay.
And what they're doing is they're essentially taking the play and putting it into book form.
Okay.
So there was a lot of
I'm about to say, I've read that.
yeah,
there's a
there's-
book, right?
Is this a
a
play
lot
that
of it.
J.K. Rowling wrote, or is this
she wrote the story.
okay?
So I don't think she actually wrote the play.
I think Lawrence Kasdan did the rest.
You guys
might
are
be good.
terrible.
Is Lord Voldemort gonna like come back to life somehow?
nothing has been revealed as far as I know, except for the fact that they're going to take the script from the play, put it into book form, and it's going to come out the day after the premiere of the play.
Harry's
Oh,
son
okay.
becomes the bad guy in this one.
He probably will.
No, I can see that. 'cause,
I mean, you know,
And
just
then kills him.
just takes everything from Star Wars. Might as well.
No,
Who's,
I mean, I
who's
can see
Mrs.
that because
Kasdan?
Voldemort gave him
What?
some of
Oh, I'm sorry. Who's
That's
Mrs.
true.
Potter?
You know?
That is true.
That gets passed on. To the next
That could be
generation.
passed down, you know.
Yeah.
It was that one girl I think he married at the end.
Hermione Gingles?
No, it wasn't
No,
Hermione.
Hermione
No, it was the
No, he
Weasley
married the
sister.
Weasley sister, right?
Yeah, 'cause Ginger.
She
Right.
was doing the Weasley
So
kid.
wait,
Yes,
technically,
okay. Who
isn't
doesn't
his
love him a
kid?
ginger? Yeah.
I'm gonna say technically,
Yeah.
isn't his kid now half? What are we called again?
Muggles.
Yeah. So isn't his kid like half Muggle or 3/4
No, he's a
Muggle?
quarter muggle.
No, he's
Or
always
no.
They're
No,
always-
He could be. It depends
Yeah,
what
'cause-
his mother is.
Oh,
because the Weasleys
Right, so
were
he's 3/4
half
not
Muggles,
Muggle.
right?
Yeah.
It was 1/4 Muggle.
No, they're
Yeah.
both. They're both
No, the Weasleys were all half Muggles, weren't they?
No, the Weasleys
No,
were all
they're all
full
wizards.
They
magicians.
were not.
Both parents were magicians.
No, wasn't it Hermione that was?
Hermione.
No,
Hermione was
Hermione.
half.
I
Hermione was
don't. I
half.
don't watch that shit anyway.
Sounds like we're baking over here.
Okay, last bit of news items. We got some Star Wars info.
What else is
Where's
new?
Dick?
Comics, Star Wars, and sci-fi. Oh wait,
Today they released a very cool video on YouTube announcing the start of the production, and we got to see a little bit of Luke Skywalker in action. It looks like the movie's picking up right where it left off with
On
Ray,
the island.
Wait a minute.
Ray handing
What,
the
they
lightsaber
start fighting
over.
or something?
That's all we saw was the end of the movie.
Yes, but now the footage that they've released is actually a close-up of Luke looking back at Ray, so we're kind of seeing the scene from his perspective. And you literally get two wordless shots, and then they cut, and you get a little behind-the-scenes action. So Rogue One, which is the spin-off movie,
Right.
that's wrapped. That's
okay.
done shooting.
Oh, that's done.
Oh, yeah,
sweet.
it comes out
Nice.
next year. It comes out in a few months.
Yep,
Comes out
that comes
tomorrow
out at the
at
end of
3
the
o'clock.
at the end of the year.
Mark will be there.
So will Nick.
And there's also talk of the Blu-ray release. There's at least 3 deleted scenes that we know of that were left on the cutting room floor. So that should be interesting.
Luke
One of
Skywalker.
the deleted
Right.
scenes is Han getting beamed aboard the Starship Enterprise as he's falling.
Damn it,
Wait,
Jill.
did anybody see that
I'm a different
picture
universe. I don't
on
know
the
how to say
internet?
Who are you? I'm Han Solo. And get me a doctor.
Bones.
Yeah, I was waiting for that. Yeah.
Help this man. He's got a carterized wound through his chest. Damn it, Jim. I'm a doctor. I'm not a...
Wait a
Not a
minute.
Jedi.
Wait a minute.
Okay,
You notice he never actually saved anybody on the show? Like
Sure
every
he has.
No, he did that. Every time he went there, it was
He
like,
saved Spock.
He's
Spock
dead,
had the
Jim.
top of his head cut off.
here we go.
once.
Like I said, Jim, he's dead. That was like his only line. That and I'm a doctor, not a whatever.
He's dead, Jim.
Yeah,
There you
he's
go.
dead, Jim. If somebody told him to call Dr. McCoy, I'd be like, never mind, I'm alive, because when you get here, I'm going to be dead. So
Just don't give me a red shirt and I'll be fine.
Red shirt.
all right, we had a ton of trailers that came out this week.
Yes, we did.
Oh,
They
man.
actually started during the Super Bowl.
Yes.
So we had a ton,
yeah.
and we actually did a poll on our Twitter page.
Yes, we did.
And Independence Day actually took first place with the most votes.
Wow.
Yeah, so that was a bit.
You mean
bit
we
of a
asked
surprise.
the world what they thought?
Yes,
you-
we did.
And
Yes,
they,
we
they
did.
liked it more than
My
we did,
favorite
huh?
part was what goes up must
Come down.
I kind of don't have a desire to see Independence Day.
We talked
Well, I
about
know it was a
that.
reason you
Who are
haven't
you?
been here. It's time for you to leave now.
Do you want to see Batman versus Superman?
Oh yeah, Batman's in it, of course.
Yeah, okay. See,
Thank you. Stay. He can stay now.
And Rich Rollins in it too.
Yeah, too, so he wants
I'm somewhere in there.
he has selfish interests.
Yeah.
Okay, so besides all of the trailers that we saw during the Super Bowl, we also had a new horror trailer called The Darkness, which actually looks really cool. It stars young Bruce Wayne from Gotham,
Yes.
and it's a kind of a Native American spirit.
Yeah, I've seen
possessing
that.
him.
I've seen that.
So it looks like a good twist on the.
Then they build a house right there.
yeah, and then we get
And it gets sucked into
step into the light, Carol Ann. Step into the light.
horror, the
It's
phantasm.
over there, Amity.
Right, you get all kind of horror movies from that.
The Purge 3 released their first trailer.
That trailer, I'm going to be honest with you. The first Purge was good. The second one was but this third one looks amazing.
See, now I'm the exact opposite. I wasn't a huge fan of the first one. The second one, I thought they expanded it,
Okay.
made it a lot more interesting, a lot more action-packed. And this third one kind of looks like more of the same from the second one, so I wasn't too
Same
too
actor in it
thrilled.
too.
No, I missed.
Yeah, but it's like
Frank-
this one is actually
Frank
really a
Grillo's
sequel
coming back. Yes, this
from
is a
the
true
second one.
sequel.
This is a true sequel. The Purge 2 was more of a this is what happens
A
to
spin-off.
other people. Yeah,
I'm
while they're
they're
purging.
good. I think Ethan Hawke or that chick from Game of Thrones is going to be in this third one. They always like to bring things full circle from the first one into the third
yeah.
one.
That would be cool
Or
if they were
one of the
involved.
characters is going to come into this one. They always
See,
do that.
I feel like
That's been
this third one is going to be excellent. I just
The
like the way it
formula.
looks.
story since the beginning.
trilogies
Okay,
Yeah.
moving on. We also
I'll wait to
have
read the book.
Sorry. We also have
from the library for free.
Yes.
Of course.
We've got the first trailer for Jason Bourne, which is
That
Oh
one
yeah,
looked,
that looked good.
Yeah.
That
I'm
looked
I'm
good.
boycotting Jason Bourne
That
because he
was it.
said he could be.
He might be
Batman.
able to kick Batman's ass.
Okay, you can get the hell out too.
Well, see, Jason
I didn't
Bourne
say he
doesn't-
could win. I said
Jason
he could
Bourne
kick his
doesn't have
ass.
any gadgets or suits, so I think if it was Bruce Wayne versus Jason Bourne,
Bruce Wayne would still win
Besides,
because he
could
knows
survive alone on
127 different
Mars.
styles of martial
Can
arts.
Batman survive alone on Mars?
Batman can survive on Apocalypse, so fuck Mars.
All right, what did you guys think of the Ant-Man versus Hulk Coke commercial? I thought that was
hysterical.
That was
It
great.
was funny.
Love that.
It was funny.
I'd
I'm-
like to
I
see
enjoyed
other
it.
characters.
The last
Yeah, I like
Coke.
that.
Yeah.
I like that. It was catchy.
Yeah.
It just caught your eye.
And they've got a whole series of Coke cans with all the different Marvel characters
really?
on it,
out,
yep.
leading up
And that's
to
an 8-ounce
Civil
can,
War.
right?
Yep.
Yes.
Yeah, that's an 8-ounce can. It's pretty funny.
Yeah, so
We also saw the first trailer for Daredevil season 2 was released today.
yes.
Oh.
And it essentially positions the Punisher as the villain
Yep.
of the second season.
Because he was sort of the villain in Spider-Man when he was first introduced.
Dude, you're right. Well, that's just because J. Jonah Jameson kept saying Spider-Man was a menace, and so Punisher came to kill him because he thought he was actually a bad guy, but realized he was a good guy.
The character in and of itself, guy needs a fucking douche is what he needs. He's really under my skin.
All
Go
right.
ahead. I'm sorry.
In the
Don't talk about his boy.
in the
Chris's
Super Bowl,
boy.
we got a great look at 10 Cloverfield Lane.
Oh,
Yes.
yeah, that looks
Showed
really
us a little
good.
bit more.
Looks even better.
Makes me
Yeah.
want to
Makes
watch
me really wanna see
Cloverfield
it.
again, and that movie sucked.
Well, I didn't
What the hell is
mind.
wrong with you
I
tonight?
didn't mind Cloverfield.
Did you work too much or something?
Maybe.
It was a new version of the found footage style films where they used a lot of great special effects.
It was really good.
Absolutely.
And it was better than the Matthew Broderick version of Godzilla.
But it was
Yes.
very forgettable.
Even though
And I
I'm
have,
not
I
gonna
have
lie.
a photographic memory, and I don't remember shit about that movie, which means I was really impressed.
How can you not remember anything about the movie?
I'm
when they
sorry,
were
who are you?
Subway and-
Well, you know, it starred the guy from
fuck you too,
Deadpool
Brad.
was in it.
TJ.
The guy holding the camera was the guy the bartender in
TJ
Deadpool.
Miller.
yeah, that's right. He was.
Oh, okay.
Which-
That's why I said I have to watch it again because
Which-
I think you
the
definitely
trailer
do,
for
yeah.
2 looks really good.
The funny part is, I really didn't like him as an actor. There's just something about him that I could be like, if I ever known him in real life, he's probably annoying as hell.
He does seem
But
that way. For
I
sure.
really hated him after Transformers.
Because Q's having a conniption fit.
Come on.
We're gonna actually let's go into Batman versus Superman.
Thank you. Thank you. Thank you.
Because
Whew.
I've been very vocal at saying that I'm not as excited for that as I am some of the other superhero movies. But if I was just basing my whole opinion on this one trailer,
Yes.
I'd say it looks like a masterpiece.
Yeah,
it
it
was
looks-
a great trailer.
Yeah,
that
I'm not
trailer
changing
with
my
Wonder
order. I'm
Woman
not
pops
changing
in.
my order
I
of
kinda got excited.
anticipated releases, but I will watch it for sure on the opening weekend because of this trailer.
It might have went up 1 point with one spot for me.
Yeah.
Being the biggest Batman fan in the world,
and you are big.
why are you here?
I'm painting the picture for everybody at home.
Thank you. As long as it has a
That's a
six
lot.
pack.
That's a lot of paint for that.
This must what Faith
Buy
must
a
have
lot
felt
of
like.
yellow.
This is what Faith must have felt like.
Before or after the pizza date?
Okay,
At least I don't have a girdle on.
Rich brought up the fact that Wonder Woman was in the last trailer, and
Yes.
that
Yeah.
was awesome. And I will say that was the best part of that trailer.
It
And that
was.
was really the only thing that got me excited.
It did.
Seeing her actually do something.
Right. In this
Yeah.
new trailer, when Batman starts kicking ass at the beginning, I was like, okay, yes, that is the movie
To me-
I want to see.
Yeah, the when he
Yeah.
blocks Superman with a
Yes.
with
Oh,
one of
yeah, it
these,
was
and
awesome.
Superman's gonna go, all right, I'm gonna whip your head out, and he goes, nope.
Well, just the look on
Yeah.
Superman's
Man's
face,
face.
like
That was
what?
priceless.
Well,
Absolutely priceless.
I like
It
the
was.
one
That was great.
that the gift that you put on that somebody put on Twitter, and it
Oh,
was like
yeah.
he blocked it, and Deadpool was like, "Oh my god, that was hilarious!"
Yeah, that was me.
And then I seen another one that said it was a meme, and it was like, when he blocked it, and it was like, this is the point where Superman realized he will bleed, and so that was a good one to me.
Yeah.
But the trailer, I thought this trailer was I actually thought it wasn't as good as the second one.
Oh,
You're
what?
crazy. You're crazy.
Look,
What kind of drugs are you taking?
I was having doubts.
Yeah, I want
I was
some.
having doubts about seeing this movie, even
What?
though I took part of it. I was having doubts of seeing this movie, but when that scene comes and Wonder Woman's there and she blocks whatever they're fighting,
Yeah.
that was awesome. That got me excited.
Don't get me wrong. It was
Well, wasn't that the last trailer though?
that was the last trailer.
Yeah,
this
that's the one
trailer,
she
The
was
new
talking
the new
about.
one has her actually saying some lines.
yeah, she,
Yeah.
yeah,
Yeah,
right.
that's
Mark
Something
and
about I know women like Bruce Wayne was like, I know women like you. He was like, trust me, you don't know any woman like me. So
And she didn't sound like she had an accent. Like,
No.
no accent.
like the actress always has when you see her interview.
Israeli
Right.
actress, so yeah, she's got a pretty thick.
thick accent.
Well,
she actually
this is
covered
this
it
is
up.
with
They had someone double over.
sword in the right hand, shield in the left hand, and she's flying.
Yes.
When wait. Oh, okay. I'm not a big DC guy, but well, maybe I was. Well, I'm a big anything. But when did she start using a sword? Where did she get the shield in?
Well, she's
How
a-
long has Wonder Woman fucking flown? And why does she need a plane if she can fucking fly?
She doesn't have a plane. Didn't you see the Turkish Air commercials?
Yes. Brad's making it rain over here with his rants.
I thought his tooth flew out.
To answer your question,
Sorry, I
You can always
apologize.
fly.
to answer your question, Wonder Woman has always flown.
Always.
Always.
What?
Wonder Woman has always had the ability to fly.
Then why does she get a plane?
Don't ask.
I think
And
that
now
was
she looks like a
cartoon thing,
gladiator.
That
with
was a
her
cartoon
shield and
thing.
sword.
Yeah,
But Wonder Woman is a warrior. The Amazons are warriors, so
Yeah.
she's always had the shield and sword.
okay.
She just
take your word
Not when she was on the Super Friends.
I'm fine.
anyway, like I was saying.
I think Brad's
me-
still got his mind on Linda Carter.
Yeah, right. Spinning around.
Yeah, that's awesome.
Speaking of that, if you want to go on YouTube on
about
Comics
Linda
Man
Carter for a
Sci-Film, the best part. Okay, the best part was when Batman, like you said, when Batman jumped in and was fighting, but it was more of like how you kind of see it, because you know how you always say, I would love to see Batman fight in the movies, how he fights in the cartoons, throwing the gadgets and doing all that, and you could tell that's how he was fighting in that first scene, and that his fighting style is going to be
He
totally.
jumps up through the floor.
Yeah, his
Yeah,
fighting
yeah.
style is totally going to be like very related to the comic book and the animated series and all that.
Well, the
So I'm
Nolan
very
Bat-
looking forward to it.
Nolan Batman was all about realism. It looks like
Yeah.
this version is more of that superhero. Over the
Yeah,
top.
over the top, because he's got the gadgets. He's got
I
that.
picture that fight scene between in The Watchmen between the comedian and Ozymandias, whatever.
Ozymandias?
They're in the apartment
Right.
at the beginning.
Ozymandias. It's a
Yeah.
name
Yeah,
for the
yeah,
devil.
Ozymandias.
Yeah,
right.
in the apartment at the beginning.
Yeah,
of the
at the
movie.
beginning.
I picture that kind of action, which is kind of hyper real but cool looking still. You know,
I think
I
that's true.
see that.
Yeah.
And that's
I liked
and
it.
That's the big reason why I want to see Batman versus Superman for Batman. I'm a Batman fan. I'm not really a Superman fan.
I don't. Yeah,
I don't
but
think anybody that cares about Superman.
no, because you can always do Superman right, no matter what movie he's in. Because one, he's overpowered. It's just a matter of how many powers you want to give him.
I don't think he's a
And-
cool character.
No, he's
Batman's
not.
a cool character.
But when you're doing a Superman movie, it's not that hard to say, so, okay, we're going to have somebody shoot him with a gun and the bullet's going to bounce off of him. You know what I'm saying? It's not hard to depict Superman. It's hard to get Batman right. Especially when an actor, you have to think about something. When an actor is playing Batman, he's not playing just Batman. They have to play two separate people. Because Bruce Wayne and Batman are two separate people.
Well, so is Clark Kent and Superman.
Yeah, but it
They're
doesn't
both Boy
take
Scouts.
a...
I think
So-
people.
Yeah, they're both
people
Boy Scouts.
Relate,
Pretty much it, yeah.
People relate
So,
to Batman more than Superman.
That's
because
true.
Batman's human.
That's true. No,
People relate.
I agree with you.
Absolutely.
But you have to think about this, too.
I think maybe it's the storyline of Superman that kind of takes some of that away, because he has a very good backstory.
Well, but see, that's the
but
thing.
It comes up such a Boy Scout. and it's
But see,
just-
that's the
He's
thing.
boring.
We're playing, that's the thing with playing Superman, though. Like we were
he's just,
saying,
you know, he's just going to be.
Clark
Boy
Kent is a
Scout.
good guy, and Superman is a good guy. Bruce Wayne is a good guy who is not really a good guy because he's Batman. If you ever think about it, Bruce Wayne is the mask. Batman is who he really is.
He's part crazy.
All right, we had some big TV news last night. The Walking Dead returned,
Oh joy!
and I gotta say, it was awesome. It was probably one of the best ever episodes that they've done. There was a lot of zombie death and destruction, but there was some heart. There was, just a lot of killing.
And they got rid of that stupid ass kid,
Oh, God.
Sam.
Spoiler alert.
so
Mom,
Watched it.
mom,
Spoiler alert.
mom.
Spoilers. Wait a minute, because I'm not a
Thanks,
Walking
man. I
Dead.
didn't
I
see
don't
it
really.
yet. Of course, I haven't seen season 1, 2, 3.
Now,
Yeah,
that's, is
me
that a
neither.
CW show?
No, that's
What
AMC.
AMC.
Wait a minute. Now,
Again with
Sam,
the cable.
Sam is
Only
that
one of
guy.
the most popular shows on TV.
Yeah.
Right.
But I'm not paying $50 a month just to watch TV.
Wait a minute. I'm still
not.
confused. Sam is the kid,
$50 a
right?
year to read comic books, that'll do. But
with the sheriff hat. That's the kid with the sheriff
No,
hat.
that's
right?
Carl.
That's Coral.
Oh, okay. So who is Sam? Carl, stay back. Okay, so who is
Hey,
Sam?
Coral, how you doing?
Who is Sam, and did he die?
Sam was the youngest son of the lady Jesse. I think the character was
Yes.
Jesse that lived in the little town that they were trying to protect, or the zombies just broke into because the wolves attacked and it left a lot of chaos.
Okay, wait a minute. They brought wolves into this now?
No, it was this gang of guys with W's on their foreheads.
Oh, Jesus.
They're called the Wolves. They're just crazy lunatics trying to kill everybody.
Okay, this isn't The Talking Dead. We're not going to spend a bunch of time recapping, especially if we have to explain the whole storyline.
if you don't watch the first two seasons
Dead,
or the
don't
first
ask
season on
questions.
Netflix, and we'll
It's
figure
like
it out.
100 seasons of this shit.
No, there's not.
So
Yes,
you
it
two
is.
don't.
It's-
You two are not Walking Dead people. I am.
It's
Denver is,
about
so.
to be like ER in a
Let us
minute.
talk, and you two shut the fuck up.
Wow!
All right, so before we launch into our main topic of discussion here,
I'm so lost.
We are sipping a little beer.
Oh, yes.
tonight.
Oh, okay.
Oh, yes.
No,
I
y'all
figured-
sipping.
I figured since it was Valentine's, we would get some chocolate beer.
No.
Brad, what do we got?
Sexy.
Brought to you by Southern Tier Brewing Company from the Blackwater series, an imperial stout brewed with chocolate and natural flavor added. A whopping 10% ABV, best paired with roasted or smoked food. I like smoking my food. Oh, sure. It's actually pretty good. I think it would be way better cold. And I've only had a small serving. And the more I drink, the better it is.
What's it called?
It's called Chocolat.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, they got a great backstory. Circular history. Chocolat is every bit a dessert beer, encompassing the complexity of the darkest bittersweet candy together with that of the original frothy beverage. We combine the finest ingredients to tempt your
Yeah.
senses and renew the power of interrelation of history in every bottle. No, you're not buying it?
They can keep that
It gives you a
shit.
temperature
Q,
to serve.
give us, take a little sample there.
Yeah.
We know you were
Drink, drink,
We know you have particular.
Is that a liquid?
I just want to point out to all the kids, don't give in to peer pressure.
It says right there.
Like me.
42 degrees, serve at 42 degrees.
Yeah. It's not cold enough.
That tastes like slut.
That's not what I said.
Whatever. That's what the fuck I said.
I remember that.
That's a callback to one of our very first beer reviews. So go on YouTube, check it out.
Yeah.
That was our Christmas beer.
Yes.
You were saying
review.
sludge or
Sludge.
And you said
I thought he said
said
slut.
sludge. If you play it back and you listen, you can read my lips. Sludge.
Well, you can actually hear him say sludge, but I thought he said
as the spit
slut.
flies out of his mouth.
Yeah.
I thought he said slut. So when I went over there, I was like, oh, well, but dang, that shit do taste like slut. What the hell?
Okay, and on that note,
That's horrible.
We got some slutty beer over here.
let's talk about Deadpool. It was the highest ever R-rated opening for a movie of all time. Previous record holder was The Matrix Reloaded with 91.8 million, and Deadpool managed to make 135 million over the weekend.
Deserving
Wow.
so.
Congrats.
Deserving
Yeah.
so.
Congrats to the
And
pool.
it was also the highest ever X-Men movie. It beat out X-Men United, which I believe was the third X-Men movie.
Yeah, the bastard one.
Yeah.
Yes.
The funniest part about it is I'm sitting there. I barely found a place to sit. Couldn't have been a better movie. I mean, I laughed out loud numerous times. If there was somebody next to me, I'd have smacked them in the gut. I'd have clapped them on the back. I'm sure I made a nuisance of myself because I laughed at all the R-rated jokes while all the parents and the kids are going, "Oh shit, I can't believe."
I know
you said
some
that."
movie.
It
I know
was-
some
it
people
was
who should go
kids
to the
in
movies
there.
with you because they need the shit slapped out of them.
That'll work. I'm happy to do it.
Rich, what was your take on Deadpool?
I thought probably the best superhero movie so far.
Ever? Best superhero movie
so
ever?
far this year.
Oh.
Yep, I tweeted that. Absolutely,
Wait,
100%.
isn't this the first superhero movie of the year?
Yes.
So he set the bar high.
So are you saying
Yes.
of the past year, like if we went
Yeah,
back
if we-
360
I would say
I think it is the
probably
most entertaining
Most entertaining
superhero comic
movie.
book superhero
Yes.
movie
I don't look at this as a
ever
superhero though.
But
It's not. It's an
I've been
anti-hero.
reading Deadpool comics now for the last month in anticipation of this, and it was absolutely 100% comic book. It was tongue in cheek. There was a donkey punch. There was he got shot up the ass. I mean, it was
Spoiler
hysterical.
alert if you haven't seen it.
Every bit of
Oh,
it
this
was
is a
comic book.
spoiler alertish.
Yeah. Absolutely 100%, and it was funny as fuck. It was it's the first movie I've seen that was true to the book.
yeah.
And I love the books.
Q, what's your 2 cents?
Oh, Richie, go ahead.
Oh, I was just gonna say one thing that I was thinking about throughout the whole movie, with his wit and his smartass remarks. I was like, "This is fucking Spider-Man."
well,
this
it's
is what-
the
this is what Spider-
R-rated version of Spider-Man.
Even if you cut out the R-rated parts of it, it was just I don't know if it was Ryan Reynolds, but it was what I felt that the last Spider-Mans were lacking.
But the difference is Spider-Man talks to himself. Deadpool was talking to us the whole time, and he knew he was talking to us.
And making
That's
a lot
the
of
difference.
inside jokes
Right.
regarding
that
like
only we can know.
movies.
Didn't he say
It was like a parody.
Yeah,
I just want
he
to
said
point out
something in the
I just
movie.
wanna point
Breaking the
out-
fourth wall.
He said something in the movie, and he made a comment to one of the characters, and they're like, "What?" And he goes, "Oh, never mind. You won't get it," because he's talking to us. It was beautiful. It was a beautiful thing.
I just want to point out that this movie was excellent.
Thank you. You're done.
I just want to point that out. I just want to point that
Yeah.
out. In case you didn't know.
We didn't
in case you
say
didn't know. In case you didn't say that enough. This movie, I went to see it, and I'm sitting there. I had the same thing. I couldn't find a place to sit. So I sit there.
Go ahead, make a fact joke, Mark. I know you want to.
So I'm sitting there waiting on the movie to start. The movie starts. I'm looking around and there's kids in here, first of all.
Oh man, you're kidding.
So I'm sitting and I'm like, okay, well,
It's lunchtime.
yeah,
I'm hungry.
In my belly.
Is that projection or what?
I'm glad I have my fava beans in my pocket. So, the movie's playing, and
Stay
it
on
was,
target,
it
stay
was,
on
it was,
target.
it was like Brad said, it was everything you ever want in a comic book movie. It was so
Yes.
right on spot with the book.
Yeah.
It was so, and I mentioned this a few weeks ago, maybe it was last week, whatever, that the only comic book movie I had ever seen that was really close to the book was Punisher Warzone. It was
Oh,
really
yeah.
close to the book.
Yeah.
Which you caught some flack online about that. We got a bunch of people saying Q doesn't know what he's talking. Punisher Warzone is a horrible movie. So
It doesn't mean
I
it's
think you
not
might be
true
in
to
the
the books.
minority.
That don't mean it's not true to the book. Just because they're asshats and don't know what the fuck they're talking about.
Controversy.
let me ask you: does being true to the book but not being a good movie, is that better than being a good movie but taking liberty with
Okay,
the book?
let me ask you this. How did everybody in here think about The Watchmen?
I thought it was.
I thought it was a great
pretty good.
movie.
Do
Actually.
you know that movie was basically the book on screen?
Right.
Yeah.
That's why
That's
in
why it
the
was
second
good.
weekend it bombed. The first weekend it did great. The second weekend it bombed.
Right, because the 16 people that read the books all went to see it, and after that, nobody knew what the fuck it was.
a
Exactly.
subject matter that a lot of people didn't know.
Right. So
Because there was only
it's
ever
the
12
same
books.
thing with
Yeah.
Punisher. So you telling me that these people that are online are supposed to be comic book fans are sitting here and say, okay, fuck the book that I spent all this money on to buy. Fuck that. I'd rather see a dumbass movie that's not true to the book.
Yeah.
So if I catch flack, they catch more flack because they're not true comic book fans.
Right, because the reality is, Q's right. The reality is, if I'm paying
As a comic book fan,
$50 a year to read a book, and somebody says, I'm making a movie, and it's the same name as a book, and I expect it to be my character, I expect it to be his story, his persona, and everything, and they come out, and it's fucking Mary Had a Little Lamb, screwing a goat, and there's devil worship, and that's not my fucking book! I don't want to see it.
But most of the Marvel movies are not exactly faithful.
None of them are. If you want to be honest,
They have to
none
serve
of
the-
them
they
are.
have to serve the movie.
Right. So those asshats that sit there and think that those movies are great because they're making tons of money are exactly what I call them. Asshats. I'm just saying.
Horrible
And if they
scripts.
sit there,
Yeah, well,
and I dare anybody to sit there and
because it
tell
was
me
totally
Iron
wrong.
Man 3 was good because of and it did not suck because of the Mandarin. And if you sit there and you are okay with the way they portrayed the Mandarin, then you're an asshat.
I didn't realize the Mandarin was a phony guy in the real books.
I'm gonna.
You got to understand something. 1% of the movie-going audience reads those books.
I agree, but that percent right there that we have following us are supposed to be comic book fans.
I think they were judging the
the movie.
movie.
They said it was a
based
bad movie.
on the merits of the movie, the
The
acting,
movie,
the writing.
okay. If you
Not
do that,
how closely it stays to the storyline. Because I'm going to borrow a line from Nick. I'm the world's biggest Iron Man fan. I have
Okay,
issue
right,
number 1.
right.
I've got almost the whole run of Iron Man up to a certain point. And I actually liked what they did with the Mandarin. I always thought the Mandarin was kind of a cheesy character with these mystical
just called
rings.
the boss an asshat.
And so I was glad that they
Vince
kind of
McMahon.
put this twist and made me, because I wasn't expecting it. I wasn't anticipating that kind of, reveal.
Right.
They got to
So I
keep
thought it
the
was pretty
fans guessing,
interesting.
too. That's
And
what they do with the
I
Walking
agree
Dead
with
show.
that, but to me, that's why Punisher Warzone didn't make any money, because they chose to go with the book. You get what I'm saying?
That's probably true.
That's why it didn't make any money.
Because no one read the book.
No one read the book.
We understand that.
Okay, then. So
settle
back
down.
to Deadpool.
Take
Anyway,
your,
like I
take
was
your
saying.
pills and settle down.
I think I'm going to have to do some editing tonight on this one.
I'm sorry. I apologize, but fuck them. Anyway,
Don't hold back.
and just to let everybody know, I still love you, Comics Being Sci-Fi. You guys are keeping us going. Thank you. Appreciate it, but you all are fucking asshats. Deadpool.
Don't alienate the listeners.
I'm not alienating the listeners. I love the listeners.
It's a
But
controversy.
they're asshats, right?
But they're asshats.
Not all of them.
Well, this is comic
some of
beer
them.
and sci-fi, so I guess you can alienate people.
I saw what you did there.
That's,
I saw what you did.
that's what we call a knee slapper. But anyway,
You did that for your kids,
That
didn't
was-
you?
anyway, with Deadpool, when they were talking about, I mean, it was nothing he held back on in this movie. I mean, he referenced everything without even giving a fuck about what the fuck he was talking about.
yeah.
Oh yeah.
He was like, when I get my super suit, don't make it green
Or
and animate it. And then he's coming in, he's like, I live with this blind woman. We're like Batman and Robin. He was like, but I think she loves me. But I think Robin loved Batman too. I'm like, this movie, I'm
pulled
sitting
all
there.
the punches, man.
I'm rolling in the movie theater. And I was like, Brad, no
Deadpool
one
even-
was laughing but me.
Yeah.
Deadpool even insulted Ryan Reynolds.
Yes! Yes!
Yeah.
He was like, do you think he got through on his superior acting ability? I was like, wow!
Yeah.
And then he picks up the action figure from X-Men Orange. Is like, this is
my God, that was
favorite
hysterical.
thing. This is my favorite toy. I'm like, that is, I fucking love this movie.
Well, then at one point, Ajax even said, I was going to sew your mouth shut. And he's like, that's not going to turn out well. He's like,
I like, my favorite part though was when Ajax was talking to the other guy. And he was like, that's not his real name. His name is Francis. He stole his name from dishwashing soap. That was fucking hilarious. But to me, Deadpool gave it, and I'm not even going to hate. It was actually, I'm going to give it a 10 out of 10.
So it's good. So it's better than Batman
Shut up.
versus Superman.
No, because we don't know that yet.
Oh, who is this
Deadpool.
mega supersonic whatever she was?
Fucking
Where did she?
Tyrannosaurus Rex head
Yeah,
or
where the
something.
hell did she come from?
the interesting story, she appeared in one comic book. The writers and the producers got together, said, hey, this is a great name, great character. And essentially, I think what it boiled down to is none of the other X-Men movies were interested in using her, so they kind of had free reign to do what they want.
Has
with the
Colossus
character.
not been in an X-Men movie? In
He
the
has.
I
Not like
actually,
that version though.
I
Yeah,
think I
because-
like this version of Colossus
A lot better, a
than the
lot.
other
Oh, he looks
version.
more like the comic book.
He
in
does,
This one.
yes.
The other
Oh,
guy
no,
was-
let's not piss off
he
the
was
fucking
huge.
comic
The
book
other
reader.
guy, when he turned metal, looked like Robert Patrick in Terminator 2.
Yeah.
He really did.
Yeah.
He really did. Oh no, let's not go to the comic books. Let's not be true to the source material.
Well,
fucking people don't
She
like
was a
that
perfect
shit.
foil for Deadpool's wit. She was like,
Yeah.
she just as soon disrespect him and piss on him. It was perfect.
What did he say? He was like, "Is this going to be a smart ass comment or a compliment? Which one?"
You're boxing me in.
He was like, "Every time I come here, this is a big ass house. There's only 2 of you. I guess the studio couldn't afford other characters."
that was beautiful.
I love that line where he's like, "I take you to Professor." Which one, McAvoy or Stewart?
You guys are forgetting about the best X-Men reference when he's talking about whose balls that I have to juggle.
yeah.
Oh yeah. He was.
and it rhymes with Wolverine.
And then he had the mask on later.
Yeah, and he had Hugh Jackman mask on later.
Yep.
Oh, that was fucking. Because when I was seeing him load up the guns and he's throwing the magazine, I'm like, why is that Hugh Jackman
Oh, the
magazine?
People
there?
magazine.
Yeah, the People
Yeah.
magazine.
because during the opening credits, Ryan Reynolds is the man of the year, the best sexiest man alive.
Sexiest man alive.
And that's
Hugh-
where
Hugh
he had-
Jackman. Yeah.
Plus, he had that because that was foreshadowing for him wearing the mask
By the way,
of the face.
best opening credits in a movie ever.
Oh, ever. Yes. That's why I got asshats. That's why I got asshats.
Directed
the
by
real
a
heroes
real
of the
tool.
Yeah, right.
The real heroes of the movie were the writers.
The writers. Yep.
Oh yeah, that's why I got asshats from.
Speaking of the
Deadpool
writers,
reference.
those are the 2 guys that wrote Zombieland, which is a
No wonder.
great
Oh.
kind of self-referential.
Yeah, no
Stylistically,
wonder.
almost the same. Too.
Pretty much, yeah.
Talking, breaking the fourth wall, kind of talking to the narration.
And the history of that is kind of interesting because Ryan Reynolds hired those writers to write the script. He was a producer on the movie.
Oh,
and he
okay.
actually had that script to go before X-Men Origins was made.
He hired them like 5 years ago.
A while ago. I think he's been working on this for 11 years. And so Fox kept telling him, no, we're not going to do this movie. But when the Deadpool character was written into the X-Men Origins script, they asked Ryan Reynolds if he'd come and do a little cameo in the movie. So that's why you have that awesome scene where he comes in with the swords and he's dodging all the bullets.
Right.
And that part of X-Men Origin was awesome. And then what happened
They
was...
sewed his mouth shut and gave him laser vision.
Yes, and that actually
Multiple
that was
mutations.
not Ryan Reynolds as the true Deadpool character.
Right.
That they had a what is it, Scott Adkins, that martial arts actor.
Oh, yeah, okay.
They brought him in to do all of that, and partially because Ryan Reynolds said, "Listen, this is not Deadpool. You guys are doing this all wrong." So he kind of distanced himself. He had a previous commitment that he had to, another movie that he had to do. So that was kind of his out, because apparently
Waiting.
that fight scene
It was
at
Green
the
Lantern.
end was it's funny because he was supposed to do Deadpool before Green Lantern, but Fox kept stalling.
Huh.
And so he said, if you're not going to let me do Deadpool, I've got an offer to do Green Lantern, so I'm going to go off and do that. And Fox said, okay, knock yourself out. Go
And
do
that's what Ben Affleck, when he did Daredevil, he realized he wanted to play Batman originally. He realized he would never ever get to play Batman back then.
So he played
Daredevil.
Daredevil.
He took the Daredevil role.
But, well,
So obviously, if you're doing a superhero that is your second choice, don't do it.
pretty much. Well, let's just be grateful
much true to
that
life.
let's just be grateful that Green Lantern did bomb, because we would have never got Deadpool,
That's true.
because they would have locked him in
That's true.
for more movies. So let's just be grateful. And then I don't think we were ready for Deadpool then. I think we're more ready for it now.
Well, so much of what makes Deadpool great is that it's making fun of all the other superhero movies that came
So there
before.
was nothing
There
for him
weren't
to
that many
make
out
for
there,
them.
yeah.
Right.
So I think it worked out better now than it would have then.
We're actually pleased with something Fox has done.
For one.
They've made
X-Men is
X-Men.
I'm saying.
right?
They're all right.
They've only.
I'd like to see the Purple Nurple movie, but yeah, we'll see.
Let's not.
Ivan Ooze standalone movie.
Let's talk about Ryan Reynolds' other comic book movie that he did. Anyone? Blade Trinity.
He was in Blade Trinity.
Yeah, he was.
No shit.
He's a
So
bad-
Yeah,
How
him
did
and Triple H. Triple H is in there.
So
How did I miss that?
He's been in 3.
I forgot he was
major
in
comic
Blade
book
Trinity.
movies.
Yeah, because he got
Yeah.
bit. Yeah, because he got turned into a vampire because her fangs were in her pussy.
Oh Jesus!
Seriously, no, seriously. He was like, I didn't know she was a vampire until until he started boning her.
Does anyone know who has more comic book movies under their belt?
Stan Lee.
It's got to be.
Oh my
Stan Lee.
God! Was
It
his
was a-
cameo the most
was a
awesome
great
one he's ever
cameo,
done?
yeah.
That was a really good.
That was
cameo.
good.
That was really
Never
good.
know.
One.
Anyone?
Besides Stan Lee?
No. Well, yeah. Those are cameos.
Yeah,
I'm talking
okay.
about starring roles.
I'm gonna say
You're gonna kick yourself for not thinking.
Sam Jackson.
No, as a superhero,
The immense Ackman.
the most times an actor played a superhero.
Christopher Reeves.
Oh, you got the
No.
first name sort of right. Chris Evans.
You're right because he was
because he's played both
Johnny
sides
Storm
of both sides
and
of the
Captain
tracks.
America.
And
Robin.
No, that's Chris O'Donnell.
Oh, they all look the same.
no,
to
he
me.
was in that. Was it Losers?
He was in
that was based
Losers.
off of a
That's
graphic
based off a
novel.
graphic novel.
And then there was one other one which I'm totally drawing the blank on.
He was in Losers. He was in Captain America. He was in Fantastic Four. He was in.
He was the first.
What-
He was Human Torch. Yeah, Human
no,
Torch.
what was the
first flavor? The fuck?
what was the train movie? That was a graphic novel.
Snowpiercer.
Snowpiercer, which
Really?
is a great movie. You guys got to check it out.
I get-
So good.
I did not know
I didn't
that.
realize that was
It's
based
not
on a comic
Me
book.
It's not a
neither.
superhero movie, but it is
It's a graphic novel.
Yeah, you can
Yep.
probably find it at the library.
Cool.
You're not gonna live that down anytime soon.
I don't care. It's
That's
free.
all, well, think about it. At least
Library is a terrific place
at least
to go.
your viewers are not going to be talking shit about you in a few
They might.
hours.
All right,
I could be controversial too.
I caught them asshats, Brad.
now let's talk about
you're in trouble.
let's talk about Ryan Reynolds' co-star,
Oh, she's hot.
the awesome Morena Baccarin.
Oh yeah.
I bring her
From
up.
Gotham.
She
Yeah.
can sit on my face any day.
Okay, I'm over.
I bring her
God,
up just
that's-
because she may have more geeky credentials than Ryan Reynolds. She started out in Firefly, which was created
Nice.
by
Oh.
Joss Whedon.
Wow.
Nice.
Yeah.
She was,
Oh,
She was in V, the TV show.
that's right. I knew I recognized her from
She was in V?
somewhere.
she
Yeah.
played the main
Recognize her
villain
from
in
my
V.
dreams.
Yeah.
She was
Holy shit, that is her. She's got long hair.
she was in Stargate, one of the many different series that they
right.
had.
I've never
She
wanted
played
to fuck
the
an alien
voice.
so bad.
She played the voice of Black Canary in Justice League. She also
Wow.
she also did the voice of Talia al Ghul in Batman Bad Blood, and I think one other of the animated Batman movies.
Probably
Wow.
Batman and
And then-
Batman.
She has a little another voice credit in The Flash. She plays Gideon, which I believe
She
is
plays Gideon.
No
the computer, right?
Holy
Oh.
Yep.
So that means she's in Legends of Tomorrow too.
And then
Yeah,
she,
of course.
Yeah, I guess so. Yeah.
Yeah, because
Hatometer
Gideon's
keeps
in
going up.
Legends of Tomorrow.
And then Gotham, of course, that Mark already mentioned. And for a while there, she was.
Whatever.
For a while, she was rumored to play Wasp in the Ant-Man movie. It eventually went to Evangeline Lilly, but for a while there, it looked like Morena was.
I'm trying to think. Okay, never mind.
And then
Her stock just went up this weekend.
Oh, yeah. Totally-
big
it totally
time,
went up.
big time. And she was great in the movie.
Yeah,
and
she
She's
was.
great in everything she's in.
And I guess that character turns out to be a superhero, a mutant later on.
Something.
Are you
yeah.
familiar with the character? Brad?
I I'm not there yet.
Oh, okay.
Wait,
I
you
saw
talking about in
reference-
Deadpool?
In
Does she,
Deadpool, yeah.
does
He
she
hasn't
become
hit that
Domino,
part of
right?
the library yet.
Yeah,
She becomes Domino, right?
That was checked out.
It's on hold right now.
because
He's using
they've changed his origin story.
Well, 'cause
3 times.
Yeah, they keep relaunching Marvel, so you never know which version
and
you're
that's part of the problem.
But she becomes Domino, right? I want to say.
getting. I don't know.
When I read the book, I'll let you know.
I can't remember.
Okay, the other actor I want to talk about is T.J. Miller. He played Weasel, Deadpool's sidekick. I thought he was great in the movie.
He was. He just annoying
That's the
to me.
bartender.
Correct.
Yeah,
Just seems
so.
annoying
So
to
do we
me.
assume that he owned the bar, or he was just the bartender?
I think the bar is more like you ever seen John Wick?
It reminds me
Yeah.
of the Continental.
John, yeah,
The Continental.
Yeah.
It's like the hotel from John Wick.
Right,
All the assassins go there. That's where you get your assignments.
Yeah.
So it's probably held by the National League of Assassins.
We talked about T.J. Miller earlier. Q mentioned Transformers.
Yes, I was hoping Transformers,
Extinction.
Age of Extinction, and he died.
Never put stink in a title, even if it's buried in extinction, because
He's on Silicon Valley.
I see what you did there.
Silicon Valley.
That's another knee slapper.
Punterific.
Yes, I'm very punny. Yes. He was also in Cloverfield. We talked about that.
Right,
That was
right.
one of his
He died in
first roles.
Thank you.
Apparently, he dies in everything he's in. He was
Except
lucky to have
Deadpool.
lived in this one.
Yep.
He'll die in
been
Deadpool, too.
upgraded. He did one of the voices for How to Train Your Dragon. He also did one of the voices for Big Hero 6. He was great in another superhero
yeah.
movie.
Didn't he die in those two?
Oh yeah, he was the one character in Big Hero
He was
6
the rich guy.
whose dad was Stan Lee.
Correct.
That's right.
Oh, he didn't die in that one.
And I first remember him from Yogi Bear, the movie that Dan Aykroyd did the voice for Yogi Bear. I don't think many people saw it. It wasn't.
I
very
did.
good, but
I did.
I took my kids to see that. He was great in
I was
that.
about to say, thankfully you mentioned you have kids.
Yes, I definitely have kids.
I was a kid when it came out, so.
Okay, and then let's talk about how this got made. We talked a little bit about the script and the development process. What happened was what kind of put this over the top and got it greenlit was that Ryan Reynolds and the director had put together a scene, a little test footage scene.
The one with the car on the freeway.
Which is essentially how the movie opens. Now, at the time, it was said to be leaked, and really it was Ryan Reynolds was frustrated with the studio for not greenlighting the movie. So he basically said, you know what? Fuck it. I'm putting it out on the internet. I'm going to let people see it. And it was the fan reaction. People loved that clip so much that Fox said, oh, well, okay, I guess we'll do it. But they kept the budget really, really low. And when I say low, relatively speaking, it was only $58 million.
Oh yeah, because that's low.
Well, compared to a superhero movie,
It's got a lot of CGI to be only
It's
58
$58
million.
million.
because the typical budget for a superhero movie is like $100 million minimum.
Right.
Yeah.
200 million is usually the.
$200 million, yeah, is the average.
Shit, when you're making 800 million, who cares?
Right, and so
If.
with Deadpool making $130 million in one weekend, I think it's safe to say that Deadpool 2, which has already been greenlit, will have a much bigger budget.
And it's going to have cable in it.
Cable.
Yes.
Thanks to that, I'm gonna just put it out there.
Yeah.
That might have been the best.
Easter egg ever?
Yes.
Yeah.
It might have
The
been.
post-credit
The post credit. It was the best post credit scene.
And
He's
Ferris
like,
Bueller.
we don't have.
Yes, Ferris Bueller's. Yeah.
We don't have the budget for that. He's like, you're still here?
Yeah, what are
You're
you doing
expecting
here?
something after the. We don't have the budget for that. Go. It's over.
And that last, that last part.
That was great. Well, did you see that Stephen
Lang,
Lang
I was just gonna
has
say
been
that.
jockeying for the role of Cable? He tweeted out this
He wants to be
weekend,
Cable.
He's like, I'll do it.
No,
Just
I'm
sign
not
me up."
familiar with that role, that character. Is it an older character?
Yes, it's an older character. He's like him and Bishop are
don't-
along the same.
Wasn't he the
You
leader?
don't know who Cable is?
Wasn't he one of the leaders?
don't-
of-
Jean Grey's son.
I
From
haven't
the
been-
future.
I haven't
Right.
been reading.
That's
stuff in a while.
right. He is.
He's in an X Factor crossover.
Yes,
Cable
X
has been in a number of Deadpool books where he comes in. He either comes in and kicks his ass, or he comes in and saves the day, or he comes in and gets Deadpool because he needs an assassin to do something.
I'm all caught up. Thank you.
Okay.
You're just so fucking rude tonight.
Fuck off!
Jesus, I don't like
did he
this
say?
Mark.
I'm evil Mark here today.
Yeah, right. He's on the couch. He's relaxed, Mark.
He saw Deadpool too many times.
Yeah. Mark.
Get off.
It's all your fault, Richie.
Why did you have to come tonight?
What the hell?
Who's this rich guy here?
Continue.
Okay,
Boss man.
let me ask you, Brad. You seem to be the most familiar with the comic book.
Yes, sir.
I just started reading because I was not familiar with the Deadpool character.
Yes.
And I gotta say, the Deadpool in the movie seems about 100 times more R-rated than the Deadpool in the comic books.
Oh, yeah.
Because they can't swear in the comic
No,
books.
you can't
They
do
can't
it.
have Deadpool getting a dildo in his ass in the comic books.
Right.
I mean,
That was fucked up.
I mean, this is. They took
That was
Deadpool
fucked in, is
and-
what it was.
Yeah.
That's one holiday we would be
Actually,
celebrating.
well,
There's one scene that disturbed me.
There's a lot of PG-17 innuendo.
Let me talk for a second.
Please.
You've been talking all night.
Anyways, the Stephen Lang situation. What did he do again online?
He
was-
just tweeted that he wanted to play the role of Cable because
This.
yeah, and he
He'll
flashed
probably
his
get
guns.
it. He'll probably get it.
And I mean, the character in Avatar seems almost like
Like
a
Cable. I would
type
take him.
character, so it seems perfect.
Yeah, I mean,
casting
he's
to me.
almost 7 foot tall. I mean, if The Rock was tall, white, and blonde, he could be, but he's not, so he
No
can't.
comment.
well, you know how they did with the Lord of the Rings. When
Actually,
they, when they
you know
shrunk
who
down
would
the
make a
horse
good
perspective,
Cable
yeah.
is Senna. He's just white and blonde enough, and
Yeah,
he's got
but can he act?
no. He's a douchebag.
Okay, yeah.
Who?
Ooh, he went there.
No, John Cena.
No, he's
Well,
actually he's a really
Did you
good
say
comedic.
Senna?
See
He's
him
a
in
really
that
good
ain't-
comedic actor.
Did he call him
He's a-
Senna?
Who?
John Cena. But
His name is Cena.
Oh, what the fuck do I care?
I don't know
What
what
do you
he's
think I'm his
saying. He
fucking
doesn't
mom?
he was in Trainwreck, and he was great in that.
It was hysterical. The guy has great comic chops.
Yes.
Yeah, but this
Whoa,
is not a
you guys
comedic
love him
role,
because he was
though.
Well,
naked.
true.
The Cable is
He
no
was
books.
naked in Chainwreck.
I read 2 books with Cable and Deadpool in it, and they were cutting each other back and forth. So he would have
Yeah,
to
but
have good delivery.
Cable
anyways.
is more of a
He's
when he
stoic.
yeah, it's not coming in like Deadpool.
And isn't-
It's more of a
Right, he's not.
asshole comment.
But it would be dry lines.
yeah, it's more like a smart ass comment.
And
Right.
The Cable that I'm familiar with, though, isn't he more of an old, grizzled?
Yeah,
kind of,
Stephen Lang would be
X-Factor.
Stephen Lang or
And
like
X-Force.
or like I honestly think when they did the post trailer, the post credit thing, Ryan Reynolds was talking about the people that he probably wanted in the movie, and he mentioned Dolph Lundgren, and I think Dolph Lundgren would be perfect.
Actually, Dolph would be awesome.
I think he
Yeah.
would be perfect.
He's got the physique.
Yeah,
Right.
I
And
think it
he's
would be
blonde.
perfect.
Yeah.
I think it would be perfect, and he
I
can
must
break
break
everybody
you.
in there.
Yeah.
I was making my pun. You interrupted
They
me.
would have to make, if he was in it, they would have to make He-Man jokes.
He-Man joke. Oh, He-Man and Apollo Creed jokes.
Yeah.
And Apollo Creed.
Rocky, and then they
yeah.
would have to if he was.
Like he just standing there, he's like, "Be careful, he's gonna break you."
Oh, by the power of Grayskull.
Now, we got to wrap it up. We're
Yes.
running out of time. But I just wanted to bring up one thing that kind of really bugged me is I kept hearing everybody talking about, oh, Deadpool, it's the first R-rated superhero movie.
It's not.
And I was thinking, what the hell are these people
Blade.
talking about?
Blade.
Yeah.
I came up with a list here. We got Kingsman, the Secret Service. That
Right.
was not a superhero, but it was a graphic novel.
Right.
Watchmen.
Old Boy,
Watchmen.
Sin City, Akira, Wanted,
Yeah.
V for Vendetta, the
V for Vendetta was really
Punisher movie.
And, you know, I don't like it when people call Deadpool a superhero.
He's
I don't
an
think he's not a
anti-hero.
No, and
superhero.
He's an
he does
anti-
not like that term at all.
good. No, he's an
People call him
anti-hero.
superhero.
And we
He's
also
not a
have-
fucking assassin.
We got The Crow, Kick Ass from Hell, Road to Perdition, Heavy Metal, Ghost World, American Splendor, History of Violence.
I was about to say, A History of Violence was rated R, right?
Red, the Daredevil director.
Oh, I love Red.
Was
That
R. We got Spawn, Man Thing, Dark Man.
Oh,
Tank
Spawn was
Girl,
awesome.
Super,
Sweet.
Dread,
And that was funny too.
Both
Dredd
Dreads.
and Judge Dredd. We got Blade,
I am the law.
Conan the Barbarian. That was rated R. So I mean, there's
But none of them were as funny as Deadpool.
They went. I don't know.
All
Judge
comic
Dredd.
book properties
Judge,
that
Absolutely.
turned- they were rated R
Deadpool is the
films.
funniest
I don't know.
comic book movie I have
belong.
ever seen.
Judge Dredd was pretty fucking hilarious.
It was, but there
not
weren't as many
intentionally.
laughs per minute.
Which
Yes,
one?
I love Judge
unintentionally.
Dredd.
New one?
Oh, I love the new one.
The
I
new
love
one
both
was the
of them.
Raid.
Jeremy Renner.
Oh yeah, I love the first. I love
Dredd.
both of them.
Dredd
Dredd was
awesome.
amazing,
Awesome.
and I am so. But
And
that's
it
another
bombed
case in
at the
point
movies. It
because
bombed,
it
totally.
was too close to the book. Oh wait, damn! Did I make another point?
Oh, he went there.
We understand that, so calm down.
Yeah, but I don't
We
think that
don't-
could be a criteria for whether or not a
movie bombs?
or does well.
You're right,
you know.
but that's what
Marketing has
is
a lot
what
to do
I'm
with
at.
it too. And
Right.
You're
they
right.
didn't
They didn't get him. No, because John Carter to me was a pretty good movie.
That was a
but
great
the
movie.
Oh,
marketing
it's horrible.
was fucking terrible. If you did not pay attention,
I never saw that.
if you did not pay attention to the fact that it was coming out, you would have missed right by it, and you would have sit there like 3 months later and say, "What happened to that John Carter
Well,
movie?"
No,
Right.
that was Disney's typical botching of their marketing.
yeah,
because
it was fucking terrible.
They did the same thing with Tomorrowland. They built it as a hard sci-fi movie
Yeah.
when really it's a kid's family movie.
Yeah, it was.
Tomorrowland was a kid's family movie. John Carter was a kid's family
All I
movie.
could think of was Noah Wiles and ER, and they lost me.
What?
Did you say Linda Carter?
Noah
again?
Wiley? What about?
Noah Wiley played John Carter in ER, and I thought, who would make a movie about that? So I didn't go to see it.
Oh,
I
you're talking
didn't
about
know
the
it was a
character name.
sci-fi. No, right. I didn't know it was a sci-fi movie until months after it's gone.
Isn't it based off
"Oh my
like a
God."
book from like
Yeah.
19?
And the book
Yeah.
is called
Edgar
the,
Rice Burroughs.
the
Yeah.
book is called The Princess of Mars, but dumbass Disney didn't want to use the word princess in
Yep.
the title because they thought it wouldn't appeal to boys.
But then all the little kids would go.
right, exactly.
And that's
Dumb
where you make
shits.
your money.
Right.
But the thing is, if that movie would have been successful, because it's like, how many books in that?
a lot.
series?
There's a huge series.
It
They were
would've
kind
been-
of hoping that was going to be
that
the
would
long-
that
Right.
we would have been
Franchise.
sitting here today talking about the next John Carter.
Is because I wanted to ask you guys: is this the best ever R-rated superhero comic book
Yes.
graphic novel movie?
Oh yes,
Oh,
I
definitely.
think
Well,
I
no.
enjoyed. It was the most entertaining.
yes, I agree with that.
up
It's
there.
the
I
funniest.
can't
Better
really-
than Watchmen.
I think so.
Yeah.
No,
Well, I've watched Watchmen about as many times as I care to watch it. I'd rather read the book. I could sit through. I'm pretty certain I could probably get drunk and spend the entire day in the theater watching Deadpool, laughing until I piss.
Yeah,
Okay,
but
so
you know
if
what?
it's
You
not the
have to-
best R-rated, is it the funniest?
it's the funniest.
It's definitely the funniest.
It's the funniest.
It
Well,
may
I don't know
not be
because
the
Judge
best.
Dredd was hilarious.
Because again, watching all three Blades in a row, if you really want to see a lot of hackety hack, there's a lot more of that
But you
than
gotta
in
remember- but
Deadpool.
you
I
gotta-
would only watch part 2.
But you got to
Yeah.
think about that list.
Blade?
A Blade,
Yeah,
yeah.
same.
But you got to think about that list. It's a lot of critically acclaimed movies on that list
right,
that
but
are
they're,
graphic novels.
but they're movies and they're serious
yeah, but
movies.
they're graphic novels, so
Well,
it takes precedence in
if-
what he asked
If
us.
Deadpool came out in the same year as The Martian, it would have been the funniest movie of the year.
I agree, but you said is it the best R-rated movie? That's what he
It's
asked.
the funniest R-rated movie.
Yeah, so we're beyond those. Let's go. This is it the best Fox?
100%
Marvel movie.
best Fox movie ever made.
So
Yes.
better than all the other X-Men movies.
Absolutely.
Better than the Fantastic Four movie.
Yes, yeah,
Both of them.
it might be.
By 3 orders of magnitude.
That's 1,000 for you.
I'm sorry, guys. What are we talking
You're
about? I heard the
wasting too
name
much
Carter
time.
earlier, and I started
Because I'm
thinking
trying
about
to
Linda
think.
Carter again.
Because you
It's just
got
kind of, I've just kind of been a little off here.
because you got X-Men
I'm happy
First
though.
Class, which was terrific.
It was awesome.
It was amazing.
Which who? What?
First Class.
I've liked all
yeah,
of
it was
the.
all right.
all the recent
the new
X-Men,
X-Men
were
movies, yeah.
great.
Yep.
So I don't
Yeah, I don't know what the heck Nick's talking about with Days of Future Past.
Well, because he
he's
doesn't.
basing it off the book,
Yeah,
which
he-
so I understand that.
He thinks it butchered the.
Which it did. Which it did.
Well,
Yeah,
what
but
you
if I
did,
want
but
that
it's-
story, I'm going to read the
he
comic
didn't
book.
serve the movie. See, he's got to differentiate, the book from the movie. They have to make a movie's a totally different thing.
Yeah, but it just
living in
goes back to what we were
1970.
just-
I'm pretty sure of it.
Being the
Is that your
biggest Star
kind of Nick
Wars,
impression?
I can't do shit for Nick.
being
I
the
apologize,
biggest
Nick.
Star
That's a really
Wars
good Nick
fan
impression.
in
No
the
one else
world.
can do one.
Anyway, back to what we're talking
So
about.
Brad's the one who's been doing that Nick impersonation this whole time.
Yeah, even
Nick
in the
and
week
Nick's
where,
been here.
where Q was doing me, I was
What? Wait, Q? I've never done a Brad impression. What?
I don't know anything about that.
I don't know anything about that.
I'm gonna
Why did you say that twice?
I'm gonna say it is the best
It's the best Fox movie.
Fox movie.
It's the best Fox
because
movie.
I'm gonna
I'll say
walk
that.
away. I'm not gonna forget a lot of it.
Hottest,
I'll say that.
All the
hottest
other ones I
leading
forgot a
lady,
lot.
Let's just say that. I'll say
I
that.
would agree
best,
with that.
and there was some good villains.
Really good.
And they kept dying, and they kept getting cut up, and they kept coming back, and they kept getting beat up, and they kept
Yep.
coming back, kept
Yep.
being beat. I mean, you can't beat that.
I'm gonna say this best use of
pun
Colossus. Best
Oh,
use of
by far.
Best
Colossus.
Colossus,
Best-
absolutely.
Best Colossus
Yes, definitely.
ever.
Now let me ask you this: what did you guys think of the end fight scene being on the old decommissioned?
Oh my God!
Did you notice that? That it was a helicarrier?
Yeah, I noticed.
Did you notice that?
I wasn't sure if that was or not. It was
Yes.
it's this aircraft.
It was
carrier.
a helicarrier.
That's a
Did it-
fucking
Did
helicarrier.
it show the actual
On the left
the
side,
blades?
the left
No,
side
on the-
was the arm that has the turbine in it.
Yeah, it was
You
like
can see that clearly. I gotta see it
okay,
again.
okay. When you watch it again, because you can see it, because when they walk up, you're like, that fucking looks
Why would
familiar.
they put like a shield
But it's not-
helicarrier sitting out like?
but it's not a
Because it
newer
looks like
helicarrier.
an old QE2
right?
with the arm for the turbine. But you can, when you first look at it, you go,
It's a helicarrier.
Oh shit, that's a decommissioned helicarrier.
And this
Yeah.
is the thing when you, like you said, when you walk up to it, you can see it doesn't look like the ones that we are used to in Captain America and Avengers. It looks like it's like a real older model of a helicarrier. And when it falls over, that's when you really get the good view that
I just
that's
thought that was a
helicarrier.
great little
Right.
dig at
Yeah.
Marvel. You know,
Yeah, that's a helicarrier.
that was nice. Okay, so let's wrap it up. Next week, the big new movie. Well, I shouldn't say it's big, but the movie that's getting the most buzz is The Witch. I've heard that.
shit.
I've heard it called the best horror movie in a long time. So I am totally pumped to see that one.
I'd like to see that on their like poster. The best horror movie in a long time.
Well, I was
like to see that.
paraphrasing the review that I
That'd be
read.
great though. I want to put that on. In a
The best
long
horror
time.
movie in a long time. Every other studio's gotten it wrong, but we got it right.
All right, let's just go around the horn real quick. Any recommendations? Rich, what should people be listening to, watching, seeing besides Deadpool, of course?
Well, any Oscar movie, I guess, because the Oscars are coming up. So,
We're not watching the Oscars. Oscars so white.
or any BET award movies coming
Thank
up.
you.
Too. I mean,
Thank you.
Brad,
If you haven't seen The Martian, go see it. It actually is mildly humorous, but it's a good story. I just watched it with my wife, free from the library.
Are they trying to say black people can't survive on Mars?
I believe I was going to say exactly that.
Thank you.
Okay.
Q.
Because they wouldn't have gone in the first place because they're smarter than that.
Exactly.
There you
Thank
go.
you. Okay.
See what I did there?
Thank you.
Covering your ass mode.
Young Justice Season 2 is finally on Netflix. Watch it, because if we watch it enough, we'll get Young Justice Season 3, which we so richly deserve.
It's on Netflix?
It's on Netflix.
Oh, I love Young Justice.
If they woulda, the fans actually tried to get the Kickstarter, and the studio Cartoon Network shut it down because they didn't think we would raise enough money to
I've
hold
been
a whole
waiting
season.
forever for season 2. They finally
It's
released it?
finally on there.
Well, that's
so
awesome.
if
I'm
you
gonna go
continuously
binge watch
watch it, you know how they'll go. It'll make enough money, and then Netflix will probably
we
put it
need
on
to
Netflix.
tweet about it is what we need to
Oh
do.
yeah, we'll tweet about it.
Mark?
I have no nothing this week.
All right, well, I'm going to shoehorn another one
Okay.
in then since Mark doesn't have one. You guys got to go to check out the Nerdist podcast with Josh Brolin. I've mentioned Nerdist in the past.
Okay.
It's a great podcast. You guys should be listening to it anyway. But this interview with Josh Brolin was great because it talks about Thanos. Talks about how his parents actually met on the set of the original 1960s Batman show.
No shit.
Yep.
Holy hell!
He talks about Goonies. He talks about...
Was he in that?
Yeah, he was the main...
Brand, the older brother.
Yep.
That was him?
The
That
one who
was
was on the
him.
little bike
Yeah.
when the guy grabs his arm. And
Holy shit, I had no idea.
And then he tells a great story about Men in Black 3 and kind of getting the
Yeah.
Tommy Lee Jones.
He was,
impersonation down.
to me, he could have won fucking an Oscar for that shit.
Yeah,
'Cause he was Tommy Lee Jones.
He really got
good at
that
He
personality.
actually
He was
got
Tommy
that
Lee Jones.
part by doing a kind of mocking, making fun of Tommy Lee Jones, and the director Barry Sonnenfeld said, "Hey, you do that impersonation of Tommy Lee Jones. You want to be him as a younger guy in the next movie?" And he's like, "Ah, sure." And then when he started doing the lines in the script, he was like, "Oh, I'm screwed. I can't do this like as a real acting performance."
Right.
You know, he was just doing it as a
As a
goof.
joke.
Yeah.
Right.
You know, and he said it took him forever to get that, that
get it
voice.
down.
consistently.
Yeah, so it's just loaded with all kinds of great things.
Nice.
And he talks about Jonah Hex as well.
Oh,
So it's
that was a crazy movie.
That was really good.
And he talked about how his original vision for the movie was just a down and dirty, low budget kind of Western.
Yep,
you
and that's
know.
what would have made it work even better. But it was really good.
Yeah, and so he said they had to go in and reshoot like 60 pages of script in like 2 weeks. And
Wow.
he said it was just brutal. So he claims that if he had a bunch of money to throw around, he would buy that property and remake the movie himself. That's how much he
Wow.
liked that character and
Yeah.
his original, intention
Well,
for it.
if he wants to play him again, he's gonna be in Legends of Tomorrow. Throw his hat out for that.
Oh, I don't know. I don't think he would do TV again,
I
but
mean, hey, we never know. Sam Jackson was on Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D.
that's true. That's true. All right. Anybody else before we wrap it up?
Do I have anything else? No.
Nothing to complain about. You don't have any tips? Cute.
Do I have any Q's tips? Do I have any Q's
He's got
tips?
some dirty yellow ones in his garbage can at home, but
You see what he did there?
You guys are funny.
I had no idea. I was leading him right into that.
Yeah.
all right, Brad. Let's wrap this sucker
All
up.
right. This is me officially asking you. That's you, the listener. I'm breaking the fourth wall here.
Who are asshats?
That's right. You got to go to ableideas.com and buy some comic books. And then go to comicexperiencesci-fi.com and watch some episodes. And then maybe follow some links, assuming Brian, the web guy, put our Twitter feeds on the webpage. And follow us on Twitter at CBSF_broadcast and at CBSF_the Q.
Did you just call out the web guy on the
This
Aaron
is
Dirty
Brad
Laundry?
from Comic Experience Sci-Fi with Richie, Denver, Mark, and Q. And we will see you on episode 9 next week. Thanks for listening.
I'm going to be doing a lot of editing this week.